boys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're gonna be taking a look at the 4 rarest cars that are currently inside of Forza Horizon 5. Now this is something I try to do regularly on the channel, as the rarest cars are constantly changing as Forza updates the game, as they add new cars to the game, as it becomes longer since certain cars have been added. Some of the cars on the list today we have had on the list before. In fact, most of them have seen the list before, but each and every single one of them would be pretty hard to get. So if you collect, or you're trying to collect every single car in the game, then you definitely want to take notes on this list, because these are some of the hardest ones to go ahead and get currently. Now I did just want to give a pointer before we started the video, saying I'm not going to be including either the DLC cars in the game, which is the ones you got from either purchasing Nail Polish, the Ford OPI edition, or the Ford 5 Window Deluxe, which you did get from purchasing the controller, as these cars are the rarest ones in the game because you cannot get either of them anymore without buying a code. But it doesn't make sense since it's not a car you can obtain organically in the game. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into our number 4 spot and work our way down to number 1 today. And at number 1 today, we have a car that was on our list forever. Every time I did one of these videos, this car was on it. But then Forza went ahead and they re-released it to the game. However, it hit an issue where it received a paywall where you can no longer sell it above a certain price. So even though this car did finally get re-released to the game, you won't see that many up on the auction house, as nobody can sell them for the price that they think it warrants. And for the amount of them in the game, it should be a $20 million car. However, it is locked in the low millions. I'm not sure exactly what the number it is, but the car I'm talking about is the one I'm in right now, and it's just the regular Honda Civic if you're searching for it in the auction house. And this car released initially at the game's drop. There was a challenge you could go ahead and do if you wanted to get your hands on it, and it just re-released recently into the Forzathon. It was some sort of event. I think you had to complete a certain percentage of the season yet again, but they did re-release it to the game, so lots more people did get their hands on it. But since you can't sell it for more than a couple million, and it's worth way more than that, you won't see a lot of them going up for sale unless it is legendary tuners or painters, or you happen to get very lucky. But that being said, it is the least rare of all the cars we're going to be talking about on the list today, so let's go ahead and move on to number 3. And at number 3, we have a car that has been rare, not rare, then rare again for quite a long time in Forza, as pretty much anyone can go and get their hands on one, but they can only have one, and then from that point you have to find it in the auction house. And this car again does see a paywall where people can't sell it over a certain price point. It used to fetch 20 million credits every single time, but then obviously Forza changed that, and now it's below 10 million credits. I don't know the exact amount because this isn't a car I've bought recently, but it is a lot lower than people would like to sell theirs for, and that's why you won't find too many of them on the auction house. This is also another car that legendary tuners like myself enjoy picking up because it's easy to sell for 20 million and not that many people are searching for it. So all these factors together actually end up making it pretty rare. Now that being said, if you haven't already claimed your free one, pretty much how you get it is with the Ferrari section. If you go ahead and fill out a certain amount, I believe it's most of the collection missing 1 or 2 cars. Perhaps it's changed to the whole entire collection. Once you get almost every Ferrari in the game, they go ahead and give this to you for free, so that's why it's not higher on the list. It's not one that they actually release into the game, or maybe they do, but it hasn't been very often. But if you really want this car and you haven't already gotten your free one, you can go ahead and get your hands on it. Pretty simply, all it takes, like everything in life, is a little bit of money. Now, at our number 2 spot is the Hoonicorn, but not just the regular Hoonicorn as you might have in your inventory. It's the Hoonicorn V2, and there's a couple things that make this car so much more uncommon than its predecessor. And the thing that makes this car so sought after is if you go to the mastery section and you head all the way up here, you can see that you can get an 8x skill multiplier, which is the second highest in the game. But if you take it in terms of actual usability with a skill multiplier, like you could actually put that 8 times to use, then it is the highest because it's trumped only by the PLP 50 with a 9x multiplier. but that to me is pretty useless because let's be honest, how often are you getting super high skill change with the PLP 50? So that makes people who want to get a high multiplier score or be high up on that leaderboard, this is generally the car they go for using because of that 8 times multiplier. It makes it significantly easier to achieve that. But this car does not release to the game very often. Right at the game's release, it was one that we saw a good number of times being added into the game, but since then it hasn't been put in too many times, and its paywall is locked down below 2 million credits, which is extremely low for what this car offers. And you'll notice that trend with a lot of these cars is lots of their rarity comes from Forza deciding whether they pretty much want the cars to be rare or not by how much you're able to sell them for. This wasn't ever an issue when it was Horizon 4, it's just something new that they added into Horizon 5 that nobody asked for, and the part that I don't really like is there was no need for it. But anyways, that does make this car one of the rarest ones in the game as it is so cheap, but let's go ahead and move to our number 1 spot in my personal favorite car in the game, and that's the Aventador SVJ. This car was released about a year ago from today. It was actually around Christmas time last year for the first time, but hackers went into the game and they got it early and they were able to put it on the auction house. It was actually a pretty crazy event that happened when this car got added into the game, and something we've never seen and I doubt we'll see again. Anyways, this car is very sought after for its high top speed, good handling, and the fact that it's actually a rare Lamborghini. And anytime there's anything about Lamborghinis, it's generally kids' favorite cars in the game. I mean, it is my favorite car in the game, so that is gonna make it a little more rare, and it does have a locked low price wall below it. So all these things together today made me name it as the rarest car in the game. It's also only been released into the game 2 times to my knowledge. Anyways, boys, if you want to go ahead and get your hands on every single one of these cars, then go ahead and check out the sponsor for today's video. If you guys are looking for a safe, secure, modded account, go ahead and check out MitchCactus.com. And if you do decide to purchase anything, make sure you're using code RISEN for 5% off all your purchases. They do offer anywhere from coin packages to your existing Forza account, so if you don't want to go ahead and start a new account because you already have progress on your existing one, that's okay. They can add as much as you would like to your existing account depending on the package you buy. They have thousands of Trustpilot reviews, so if you're interested, go ahead and check out MitchCactus.com. But if that's not for you, no worries. If you made it all the way through to the end, let me know with a comment down below. As always, we'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace!